The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
Wednesday, the 29th day of September 2021, and it's my wife's birthday today, Kales. How about that?
Happy birthday, Nikki. Are you going to sing to her?
You're going to allow me to sing?
Go ahead.
Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to wifey. Man, I thought that was something, huh?
That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad.
See, you all came at me so hard for Liana's birthday.
I think it was.
Practice.
Listen, I think it might have been Sherry.
Lee, see it wearing me, Lee.
I think it was Sherry.
It was Sherry. See, I done pretty well.
You did.
I hope my wife's awake and heard that because
I hope so too.
She better go back and watch the recording because there's no encores around here. But welcome to the Daily Hour brought to you by Medical House One Communications and Lindos. I'm Jamila Hartman, along with Michaela Ian and Leanna Lambert will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in her news break, Kales. It's hump day. How are you today?
I'm tired. I'll be honest. I am tired. I'm a bit drained, a bit overwhelmed. This is week 4 of being home with my children all day. However, silver lining, Bermuda Institute is due to reopen on Monday. Crossing fingers. So the kids have to get COVID tested on Friday. Yeah. So
you know what?
Crossing fingers.
Let me say this. And it's okay. I appreciate your transparency always. I really do, regardless of whether it's popular or not. But it's okay to be drained. And guess what? When you are, to be honest about it and say, you know what? I need a break. I'm going to take a break. You know, the girls on Good Day Bermuda spoke about that today, about burnout and so on. And, you know, they've been off the last week and so on. You know, we're going to take a big break during Christmas, folks. I know it's an issue as well. But one thing about our team, they need breaks. It's not easy. You know, It's not easy. So, you know, honestly, thank you for still showing up and doing
this. Of course.
And we get it, Kills. But good morning to everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. Another good one today as we welcome Jamila Hanley from the Bermuda Sloop Foundation to the show. The Daily Plate is this is the one we always got, folks.
Seriously. I started out so good, and I don't know what happened.
Yeah, say it, don't sing. It's her weak spot. My wife is awake. She says, thank you.
Oh, happy birthday, Nikki.
Yeah, well, you know, Virgos are better, I think, but okay. You go, Jay. Yeah, I'm getting there, right, Kathy?
It was Sherry, I'm telling you.
It was Sherry. Those birthday shout-outs to the wives. But yeah, well, we're gonna do some stuff today. Look, the way we celebrate each other's birthdays like it's ours, so we're gonna do our thing. We're gonna do our thing. But let's get into the convo. We've had some very good conversations this week, and hopefully we find solutions in these conversations that we've been having. And I saw some stories last night. We're not talking about that, but I just hope Bermudians are paying attention to the economy, global economy, and what's going on. I share a lot of stuff on my WhatsApp status, and because I know that's where none of my friends have social media. Believe it or not, folks, none of my close friends have any form of social media. They always know
that's because you're a lot of old.
But they're your age.
They're not my age.
They legit were in your class in BI.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Here's a weird one.
2 or 3 of them, right?
2 or 3?
Yeah, they don't they're not social media people. but they always know what's going
Okay.
on. So I share a lot of stuff on WhatsApp, and so that's why I know people they will see stuff. But I share these things on WhatsApp based on what's happening in the global economy, because I want to make sure, look, my people know what's going on, like what's going on with the ships out there, the supply chain right now. China is like, folks, it's crazy out there right now.
Yep.
Actually, Angeline just said it. China is not playing with their economy. So it's a lot going on, and I just hope people like see what the chief of JP Morgan said a couple days ago. Like, these are the conversations, folks. You need to know what's going on. We're not always going to have time to discuss it on this show, but don't wait until it hits you to start caring or worrying about what your next move is. Because even if you're in a government job that was once safe in Bermuda, Bermuda's not like other places where they could just go print money.
Listen.
Listen. Seriously, folks, it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. But let's get to today's conversation. We posted the question, and folks, if you don't follow us on Instagram, you're missing a good time. You're missing a good time. But the question basically was, would you support the privatization of any government services? Now, obviously, this question's on the back of yesterday, where Michaela and we discussed the post office situation. I then saw there was a story in the Royal Gazette from the president of Mailboxes, Mr. Thompson. Yeah, that's the question of the day, folks. Would you support the privatization of any government services? And again, I think everyone needs to kind of understand what that means, right? Privatization could mean a better service. It definitely could mean better service. It kind of usually does, right? But it also could mean jobs lost. It could mean lower pay, because privatization means, look, we're trying to grow our revenue and make as much profit as possible. It's not, the service is important, but our revenue is our top goal. So that's the question of the morning. Would you support the privatization of any government service? And feel free to let us know which ones and why. Michaela, should we go to the audience first, or should we let you eat this up first?
I mean, I'm happy to always chat. You know how I get. I just feel like, in full disclosure, I have never worked for the government. I never intend to work for the government. Just put that out there. I think that the issue in Bermuda, and I'm not saying that this doesn't happen in other places, but this is Bermuda. This is where we live. This is what we're talking about. I feel like the issue is that so many people have been in their jobs for decades, right? And they know that all they have to do is the bare minimum in order to stay in that job for even more decades, get their pension, etc. So the efficiency goes down. The customer service goes down. The quality tends to go down. So when you have all of these things happening and there's no money being made, why are we still having this as a government department? So we look at the buses, for instance, and Minister Lawrence Scott came out and said the buses are not going to be privatized. If you all can't get this together, then why are we not putting out RFPs for private companies to run this? If you all can't simply come together and agree on a winter schedule, you know what I mean? And agree on, how many times over the past, 15 years or so, have we talked about buses breaking down and, oh, the buses are so expensive, oh, and this and that. And it's just like, surely there's another solution. Surely there's a company who can provide said solution. You know what I mean? And so it's fine to talk about privatization and immediately go, oh, no, jobs will be lost, et cetera, but maybe some departments are overstaffed. Maybe there are people who are getting checks who are just sitting there. You know what I mean? Maybe a lot of these jobs are not functional in a modern 2021 government. So I think it's worth it to have a conversation. But at the same time, you obviously don't want privatization to turn into exploiting people for revenue.
Indeed. Valid points, extremely valid points. Michelle White says privatization would come with a price. Speak to us about those prices. What specifically? We did mention it could cost jobs, but as Michaela said, there are jobs that probably needed to go, right? But be more specific. Carla John says, do you have any examples of privatization that have been successful? Well, Carla, I'll put the question back to you in the audience. Do you have any examples where it hasn't been successful? Tommy Pacheco says, yes, of course. Most smaller countries privatize their bus system. The entire Azores has a private bus line, still with the support of the government. Michelle White says, paying for trash collection, increased transport costs for the public. What happens to the taxes that we already pay to support these services? Well, I think that would be between the people and the government, because if you're paying for a service you're no longer getting, then I'm pretty sure that would need to be addressed, right?
Well, yeah. And this is the thing, like you bring up trash collection. I would pay for twice weekly trash collection that I knew was reliable. I would. Because when I put my trash out on a Friday morning at 8 a.m. and I go about my day, do my thing, come back home Friday evening and the trash is still there. And then I go out on Saturday, maybe for brunch, and I come back later in the afternoon after doing whatever I'm doing, and the trash is still there. There's a problem.
Yeah. Dijon Simmons, Michaela.
Mutualization might be more beneficial, but this would require accountability. Someone would have to admit that they need the help firstly. Yeah. Well,
it's so right. And it's almost like
it's like the shade at the end of it.
Right. But that's what got me. But he's right. Like, it's like, first, like it's like addiction. First, you need to admit that you have a problem, right? It could be gaming addiction. I'm not going to focus on drugs and alcohol, but like you have to admit you have the problem. Do the people involved in the issues, like for instance, let's use the post office. Instead of realizing it's a problem that, you know what, we should just let it go away and simplify it, cut staff, and help treat it for what it is, you're gonna throw money at it like it's broken. And you're just going to throw more money at. I don't know. I get you, Dijon. I do. Georgia Ferreira says in Scotland, buses have been privatized. James Birch and Makia McGowan Hills.
Or privatization provides better service for those who can afford it. Interesting. Yes. Buses for more consistent service, garbage collection for consistency, and possible better recycling/sustainability options. Post office, which I believe is a drain on the wallet. I stand to be corrected. All with price regulation as needed. Now that last point, price regulation, that's the key point.
See, price regulation in what's supposedly a capitalist free market, it gets interesting. It gets very interesting.
It does. But at the same time,
wage thing. How does wage, minimum wage, and living wage truly work if price controls are not involved? Kind of, you know what I mean?
I get that, but at the same point, it's just kind of like if people. I don't know what it costs to get on the bus. What does it cost? $4? I don't know. I haven't been on the bus in a long time. I feel like that's what it cost the last time I was on the bus. I don't know.
That's a lot of money for a bus ride.
Or maybe it's $2. I don't know. I literally can't remember, and I feel like I'm being out of touch by not knowing how much it costs. However, so when we're talking about privatization, if there comes a day where there is a company who runs the buses and it's a private company, as much as I'd like them to make money, I also would not like the average person who uses the bus on a daily basis to not be able to afford it. You know?
Well, yeah, and I think, and that's where Charles Jeffers, H. Jeffers II, just asked an important question. Is privatization without competition really better? And I was literally going to use Belco as an example. Belco is private, right?
Yes.
And there's no competition for Belco, right?
Correct.
And you see how that works out for the people. So, folks, when I think about privatization, I'm thinking about services offered by, it can only work if there's multiple, like think about the US, right? When companies, like you have cell companies, right? Cell phone companies. When they want to merge, it has to go through the FCC and all that, because when you take away competition, prices skyrocket, consumers come worst off. So if government were to privatize anything, one would hope it wouldn't just be to one entity, correct?
I mean, you would think. I mean, when I think about the buses, for instance, there are a lot of people who use private minibus services to get their children to school. It costs more than the bus because remember, the bus for children, for students, is free. So even if it costs $5 a day, that's $100 a week. I mean, $100 a month, then it could be for free. However, there are a lot of parents who value a minibus picking up their child and knowing that their child is going to get to school safely. So they're happy to pay whatever that cost is. So I think, I don't know. I feel like if there's a way to kind of regulate it, yes, but again, I wouldn't want people who can afford, $5 a day, $10 a day to ride the bus.
I can't afford $5 a day to ride a damn bus.
Yeah, I don't know how much it is.
No,
can someone let us know?
Yeah, a couple people just said $5 in the audience. Michelle White, $5 ride from St. George's to Hamilton. What mini bus or taxi can provide a ride for that cost? I mean, I couldn't even afford to ride a bus if it's $5. That's a lot of money to me. I'm not even being shade. Whatever, you all can age me all you want. When I was riding the bus, it was $1. Seriously.
Yeah, that's what I remember when I was in school. It was very inexpensive.
But I mean, when you have departments that may not be run great, I don't know, when costs start rising and, faulty buses and things become more expensive to keep up, then I guess they need to find money somewhere. She could rain or kills.
As long as what is privatized isn't the only option, it may take strain off the public options. That's interesting.
Tommy Pacheco says, but the real issue isn't having private companies taken over. It's managing it properly with the right people and doing it fair. I mean, it's that simple. It really is.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's being proven over and over that right now it probably isn't being managed properly with the right people. Tamara Richardson.
But it's not even right now. It's been like this for a long time. Yeah. We don't know the true cost of anything because governments subsidize all costs with our tax dollars. It's costing you more than you even know, hence our deficit. Exactly. So that $5 is not really $5.
Yeah. See Carla John, and by the way, folks, she celebrated the birthday yesterday. She's slightly older than
you
me.
About to say much older. No, wow. Carla, come get him.
I'm doing shit. But that is $5 is a lot of money, for a bus ride. And so again, I know she's comparing it with taxis and saying where you're gonna get a ride like that for. Honestly, folks, I used to say this and I'll continue to say this. Bermudians, and hear me what I'm about to say, because it may hurt some feelings, and I'm okay with that. We have had this attitude, especially in Black families.
Yeah.
Where we push our children out. Go get a job and go pay your rent and and mind you, sometimes it's deserved because some people don't want to respect the rules they're under. Right? But one of the things that I noticed from the Bermudian attitude culturally is that we look down on people who came to Bermuda from places and they bunked up together and sent money back to their families. Black Bermuda, especially, this is for you. The way out of this economic crisis, regardless if you're middle class, lower middle class, or even on the very low end, is family. What do I mean by that? It's respecting each other and being considerate of each other and understanding that, you know what? Instead of me going to pay $2,000 in rent, let me sacrifice and pay $300, and we can share 5 of us a 3-bedroom and find a way to make it work for 2 years. We don't all have to have the best of everything for our entire lives. We can sacrifice for a short amount of time to get out of these spaces. Teo Deal and I had a back and forth with someone many years ago on the radio. And we were trying to get the person to understand they were a single mother with 3 children, right? That having an expensive SUV was not necessary in Bermuda. Well, how am I going to go to the laundromat? Well, how many times do you go to the laundromat? Once a week. How much would it cost you to go there versus your car pay? We broke it down and proved how much thousands of dollars this mother would save, and she would not buy it because the convenience of having a car and her family was more important. Until our mindset begins to change, until we understand that, you know what, our circumstances are fixable, even though we don't agree with them, within the things and decisions that we make, this is the result, folks. This is the result.
I mean, Bermudians are known to live above their means, right? It's a fact, right? I had a friend of mine who who had Christian Louboutin shoes in her closet, but still lived at home with her mother, with her daughter, because she couldn't afford Christian Louboutin. He's a designer, red bottoms, the shoes with the red on the bottom that people view as like a status symbol.
Is that the Cardi B songs thing?
Like kind of, yeah, but they were around well before Cardi B.
Okay, yes. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, but she would have like, I think she had 2 or 3 pairs of Christian Louboutins in her closet, but couldn't afford her own apartment. And for me, I'm like, sis, you have $3,000 sitting in your closet, but you can't afford rent. Like, that's a problem. And in Bermuda, that's how it is. You have people who legit are paying, single people $800, $1,000 a month for a car, and that's just wild to me. So I just feel like I agree with you. I think that short-term sacrifice is required if we want to get to where we want to get to, or increasing your revenue big time, either one. But if you increase your revenue and you sacrifice, you'll collapse time and you'll make.
I was just going to say that. I was literally going to say, and even when you increase your revenue, still live within a certain level. And I want to touch on this point by Dijon, because this is so important.
Woo!
This right here, folks, free is expensive.
Listen,
this is it. Ain't nothing free. When the government tells you something's free, it's coming from somewhere. Folks.
But this is the thing: free is usually not valued. Remember when the Bermuda College was free?
Yep. It was coming from somewhere.
It was coming from somewhere, and let me tell you,
somewhere.
My university was $25,000 a year. You think I failed a class? Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah. I don't talk to me about when I had to pay for my master's. And
hello.
First time I had a GPA that high, 2.8 or something like that. I said 3.8. Yeah, 3.8. Yeah.
I was going to say 2.8. What
like 2.8 was undergrad. But yeah, I was like 3.8. I was like, yeah, I'm paying for this. Sorry, Mama, I didn't mean it. But it's my dollars at that point.
No.
But look, let's go to some comments before we bring Lee Anna in. Carla, John, and Michael Daniels, Kales.
A lot of Bermudian families with direct Caribbean connections began with money being sent back home. Yep.
Indeed. Michael Daniels.
The root problem is bringing under control the cost of living. Well, yeah.
Philip Trott says, Jamal, come check me later. We need to talk. Even I know about red bubble. My wife was a shoe designer. She's probably slapping me inside right
Probably.
Yeah, it's her fault. I started spending over $100 on shoes anyway. Sean Smith says, living in a country where the bus service is both public and private, and trust me, there's no improvement in service. You still get strikes, routes canceled without notice. Going private, it's no guarantee of good service. And this is true. I mean, it is true. It doesn't guarantee anything. But if this isn't working, then, I mean, what do we do? What do we do? Charles H. Jeffers II. Today is our Nick's Hartman's birthday. You're about to find out who makes red. Oh, yeah. I can't
believe you don't. Christian Louboutin. Like, everyone knows who Christian Louboutin is.
Well, my apologies, folks. My apologies. My wife says over here shaking my head still. With a
Nikki, I'm telling you, this is wild.
Natalie Sheen says, I have never brought a brand new car or bike and told a young girl she was shocked.
Listen, I had my red Kia Picanto for 11 years. Okay. I bought that car in 2008 when I was pregnant with my oldest son, and I did not get a new car until 2019. The amount of things that people would say, oh, I thought you were bougie. Oh, this and that. I don't have a car payment.
Yeah, she's bougie.
I mean, yes, I am. However, I didn't have a car payment. So like, why would I want to go and have a car payment when I could just drive my car in Bermuda, which is this big? It's not that serious.
Yeah, folks, you don't want to see me in my little white buggy, Snow White. Snow White sit out there. We don't have a luxury car no more. We got Snow White, little Jetta out there. That's just where we need to go.
I do have a Kia Niro now, but that was an upgrade after 11 years. So
okay. I don't even know what cars are, folks. So
it's a hybrid. It's a lovely hybrid.
Okay. Stubble says, "Oh, Stubble's on Twitch. Someone
Ah,
from Twitch. Told myself I would never have a purse that costs more than the cash I could keep in the bag. I like that. I like that. Let's bring Liana into the conversation. We are a bit behind. Get to the news. Lee, good morning. How are you?
Honestly, I've been enjoying this conversation. Mal, how do you not know what red bottoms
oh
are
my
in
God.
2021? Like, come on.
I don't know. I'm not into latest fashion.
Oh my
They don't make them for men,
goodness.
right?
They do.
They make red
Yeah.
bottoms for men.
Yes.
Oh,
Not
okay.
the well, I mean, if you want to wear the heels, but not the heels, like loafers and so he's a luxury shoe designer. Like, oh, Nikki, talk
Help
to
him.
him,
Folks,
please.
Help
folks.
him. I feel like this
Please.
would be
Okay.
your birthday present at this point.
True story. So before I met my wife, she was a shoe designer when I met her. And I would never spend over $100 on shoes. I was just like, they're just gonna get worn out. Who cares? Like,
Oh no.
whatever. No, true story. Right now, if you go in my closet, everything is Kohan, Johnston Murphy, and they're extremely high end.
Mhm.
However, I have never ever had to throw a pair away.
Exactly.
And this is we're going back to 2015.
Yep.
These shoes, and this is why I say expensive is not just about brands and showing off. Like the quality of these shoes, folks. And I'm gonna call the brand I used to always go to, and the shoes just used to be worn out after a few uses. It was Auto. They were worn out so fast.
Yeah, Aldo's changed brand. They've changed owners now, so the quality that they used to be no longer exist, which is a shame.
Yeah, I had to up my shoe game, but I guess I have to up it a bit more to understand.
No. It's quality within a budget. Like, I'm not remotely suggesting that you go out and buy a $1,000 pair of Christian Louboutin loafers right now and like flash the red bottom to us. Like,
no. I mean understanding these other expensive brands. That's all I mean. I don't buy shoes anymore, folks. I have so many that again they're still in good condition. It's no need. But Lee, over to you. Enough about my lack of shoe knowledge. All right. Let's get the news. My goodness, folks. I didn't know I was alone in this world. And no guys in the audience are even standing up for me. Over to you, Lee.
Because they know.
Yeah. I'm in trouble on her birthday, folks. Over to you, Lee.
Yeah, you are. Thanks, Jamila, Michaela, and good morning to all of those who are tuned in with us today. I hope everyone is having a great start to this cool morning. I'm Leanna Lambert, and it's time for our daily hour news break. So in today's top stories, Hurricane Sam is now a potential threat to Bermuda and has moved back up to a Category 4 storm. Now, the Bermuda Weather Service said that Sam was about 1,068 miles southeast of Bermuda, moving northwest at about 9 miles per hour at 6 a.m. today. Now, according to the Weather Service, Sam is forecast to remain a Category 4 for the next 24 hours at least, before weakening to a Category 3 and recurving east of Bermuda. Confidence is high that the storm will go east of us in a similar fashion to Hurricane Larry just a few weeks ago. Now, the most likely closest passage beyond 72 hours would be on Saturday in the early morning and is currently predicted to be somewhere around 200 miles away to the east. In other news, police say that two 18-year-old men have been arrested in connection with the murder of Dwayne Gibbons earlier this month. Mr. Gibbons was found with a stab wound to his back on Blue Hill in Hamilton Parish in the early hours of September 16th. Now, acting Detective Inspector Jason Smith, who led the investigation, thanked members of the public who had provided information. In a separate matter, police have renewed a witness appeal on the first anniversary of the gun murder of 31-year-old Garena Can. Ms. Can was celebrating a birthday with her friends on the porch of her home when a gunman approached on foot and opened fire. Now, he said that the incident at Ms. Can's house on Sunset Pass in Pembroke was watched by horrified friends and family, and police were confident there were people who know something about this shocking murder. All information, he said, will be treated with the strictest of confidence and encouraged anyone who believes they may have any information regarding both the murder of Mr. Gibbons or Mr. Can to contact police immediately. Meanwhile, 12 days later, and the bus dispute remained in deadlock after negotiations stalled last night. The government referred the dispute to arbitration on Monday in the hope that with any further work stoppage ruled illegal, bus drivers will be forced back to work yesterday. But Chris Ferbert, the president of the Bermuda Industrial Union, confirmed yesterday that drivers had stayed off the job for the 12th day and would continue to do so until the dispute was resolved. Now, he said that the dispute was at a stalemate and maintained the union's position that the industrial action was not a strike. Ferry pilots from the Marine and Ports Division of the union are also off the job today in support of bus drivers. Mr. Ferbert added that another meeting would be held today to discuss the union's next steps. Taking a look at today's weather, we have a high near 82 and a low near 75 degrees. We'll see a cloudy start to the morning with a light breeze. However, skies will become brighter later today. Conditions will remain dry and settle briefly tonight into Thursday before another front approaches from the northwest on Friday. We'll continue to monitor Hurricane Sam, which we said was a potential threat to the island, which will bring building swell from the southeast in the coming days. That's all for our daily hour news break. Let's head back to Jamal and Michaela in the studio for today's Daily Focus.
Thanks so much, Lee. So I have a story about my mother-in-law real fast. So she'd be like, uh-oh, Sam's heading to Bermuda. And we'd be like, who the heck's Sam? And she speaks about hurricanes like they're people. So
I feel like Bermudians just do that. Like, it's like, Larry's on his way.
I'm like, y'all gotta.
Maybe it's like an island people thing?
Yeah,
I
think
it
so.
must be.
I think it is.
But it still confuses me because I'm just like, you mean a hurricane? Like, I'm thinking, who the heck Sam? Like, did I miss something? Did I miss a new cousin or something? But folks, that said, hey, be prepared. Do what you got to do. Let's not wait to the last minute. Let's not play around. Let's not take the necessary precautions.
I feel like you're talking directly to me.
She feels attacked.
Because I wait till like the day before and then I'm like, oh, it's coming. Okay.
Cool. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's get everything.
Because it's prep, like you gotta get plywood, you got, like, you know what I mean? And so I'm like, I'm not getting this stuff and then it don't come.
See,
I know
this is
it's
what
terrible.
I'm talking about. She's one of those.
Terrible, I know.
Lee, take your belt off and give us some. But Lee, thank you so much. So we'll see you tomorrow.
You're welcome, guys. See you tomorrow.
Bye, Lee.
All right, folks. Don't go anywhere. We're going to come right back. We have Jamila Hanley. We're going to be talking about the Bermuda Sloop Foundation, all the great work they're doing. And they have a birthday coming up. And we're going to celebrate with them. Stick with us.
Perrier water has been renowned globally for over a century and a half. Collected from a pristine ancient mineral water spring in the south of France, originally bottled in a green pear-shaped bottle and distributed in Bermuda by John Barrett & Son Limited, Bermuda's foremost beverage distributor, refreshing Perrier water is the champagne of mineral waters. This month we're featuring a refreshing, delicious spin on the original. Peach, strawberry, watermelon, l'orange, pink grapefruit, lime, cucumber, and regular Perrier water in 500 milliliter plastic bottles. Lindo's, why go anyplace else?
Mom's celebrating her 70th birthday next month. Have you noticed her age is catching up with her?
Yeah. Plus, she's having a hard time getting up and around like she's used to. I would sure hate to see her fall.
At Medical House Limited, we can help make life situations easier. We have electric beds, motorized scooters, bath stools, walkers, you name it.
Mom's been real good to us. We'll get her birthday and Christmas gifts from Medical House.
Medical House has relocated next to the Dandytown Field, number 6 Bakery Lane, Pembroke. Telephone 292-3622.
All right, welcome back to the big show. Michaela, Ian, and Jamal Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by Medical House, One Communications, and Lindo's. So, Kales, I forgot one. It's like somebody's in the audience snitching on me before we bring Jamila on.
What happened?
So, don't forget your good friend Ferragamo.
Oh, so he likes Ferragamo now. Okay.
Yeah. So, and folks, honestly, I don't buy shoes anymore, but Ferragamo, they're like $500 a pop minimum. So yeah,
Yeah.
I should know better, but it's hard doing stuff when you got snitches in the audience.
Oh geez.
I was just trying to give you all Cohan and Johnson and Murphy, but she wanted.
Okay, so basically the plan when I come to Florida in December is we're going shopping. That's the plan.
You're not getting me in. Look,
we're going shopping. Nikki, we're going shopping. I'm bringing Jamal. What we're doing?
Well, we're gonna bring Jamila in to lighten this conversation up. You got me in trouble. Let's bring Jamila Hanley in from the Bermuda Sloop Foundation. Good morning, Jamila. How are you?
Good morning. I'm excellent. You don't know Louboutins?
Nah,
it's just getting it from everywhere. Everybody's just so confused.
It's okay. You're not missing anything.
Yeah, don't hold me against it. Don't hold against me. Don't hold against me.
I won't.
I'll know by next time. But thank you for coming back. You've been on before. We appreciate having you. And for those who may not have seen you before and those who might be out of the loop, just give us an idea of what the Bermuda Sloop Foundation is and, a little background before we get into the convo.
Yeah, of course. So I'm here to celebrate the 15th year anniversary. But like you said, a little background for those of you who don't know what it is that we do. So we are a sail training vessel operating out of Bermuda. And what we do is we take 13-year-olds, which are our M3s, out for liveaboard for the week. They literally do not touch land unless we have an excursion from Monday all the way to Friday. And through that, they're learning social emotional learning, experiential learning, and STEM. And what we do is try to incorporate all these things so that we can provide and help augment the youth of Bermuda. And they're the M3s, the 13-year-olds, and it's a great time for them. They learn everything from responsibility, resilience, courage, and accountability, and all those things tie in together to make them productive young people.
That's awesome. And I love the Sloop because I remember when it launched, I was a reporter back then. And my son has supposed to have gone in M1 and it got canceled because of COVID. Last year got canceled because of COVID. So crossing fingers this year he'll get on the boat. Hopefully. And that's the sad thing is that the times we're in, it's a couple of students haven't had the opportunity that they were waiting for because they had older siblings who've gone through the program or other family members have gone through and they're like, I can't wait for my turn. And we're in these times of COVID. So we're adjusting, that's our part as the adults program to make sure that we're resilient in all of this. So we have done day programs during the time of COVID instead of our usual residential programming. Absolutely. So
go ahead. Yeah.
No, it's fine. So you're celebrating the Big 15. What are you guys doing to celebrate?
We're so excited. So in the midst of all of this, we have a flotilla planned for Sunday. And we will be leaving Dockyard between the hours of 3 to 5:30. And what we'll be doing is we'll be leaving Dockyard, going past the National Museum, heading down the channel and going through Timlin's, the old shipping route. And that's the route that we also took when we launched Spirit in 2006. When we came home, we went through Timlin's and then we had a parade. And so we're trying to have that again this week so that all Bermudians can participate. There's not a raft up. We're not connecting boats at all. Everybody's in their own little bubble on their own boat. And they're just joining in the line. It's like a parade of boats that are going to go the old route that the Spirit did when she came into our waters in 2006. And anybody who's willing and able has a boat who wants to participate, feel free to join in. It's going to be a good time. And then we'll be ending at the flagpole in the harbor there. And we're going to have a couple of dignitaries out to help celebrate this 15th year.
Awesome. And what time was that again? And what was the meeting point?
The meeting point is out of Dockyard at 3 o'clock, and it should continue to 5:30, ending at the flagpole in Hamilton Harbor.
Okay, awesome. So talk to us about the benefits of the Bermuda Sloop Foundation.
Yeah, not everybody is cut out to be in a classroom day in and day out. So we take them literally out of their traditional classroom and put them on Spirit, which is a classroom itself. And through this, what they would be learning in school for that week, we tried to apply to the ship itself. So you take the triangle sails, which comes from the Bermuda rig, which, a little national pride here. Bermudians created that Bermuda rig, the triangle sails that we see in sailboats to this day. And so we tried to incorporate the historical aspects of that, mariners being slaves, a passage of freedom that they can have because they're working on ships. They can venture to new countries, and they had a sense of accountability and a responsibility for the ship that they were owning. And that's Bermudian sailors, Black Bermudian slave sailors. And it also goes into doing the Pythagorean theorem, right? The formula of coming out with the area of a triangle and things like that. And not to mention the social emotional learning, like some of these students have never swept the floor before. Some of these students have never made their own bed before. So things like this, these skills, these tools that they can take into the real world with them, not to mention all the alumni that have come through the Spirit of Bermuda who are on their way to having maritime careers. And it's not even just maritime careers, it's just leadership roles in the community. And we help to augment that and provide opportunities and situations where those skills will come into play.
Absolutely. So basically what you're saying is that my oldest son, Amari, needs to go on his voyage this year so that he can get some skills and enjoy outside of the classroom, because he does not love the classroom.
Yeah, well, it's not made for everybody. And so getting your hands on things, that experiential learning, it kind of takes out the having the classroom being mundane and not having the interest that you want. And so if you have the ship, and then you get to look at this beautiful island that we're all attached to, and you just can learn so much. It just provides those opportunities to learn so much. And that personal awareness of self and how you play in the bigger picture of being a Bermudian and being a global citizen, truly.
Absolutely. So for people who want to get involved in the Sloop, how do they go about that?
Well, there's multiple ways. You can be a volunteer. That's when you come into the office and you do outreach to the young people that we've served in the past. You can come on the ship itself. We talk with captain, and there's lots of work. I mean, if anybody who owns a boat, you know how much work it is to maintain a boat, and especially a boat of this size of 118 feet. And also you can go to the schools themselves and talk with the teachers. And if you're want to help with our curriculum, there's opportunities for that. Also, if you just want to be a mentor to any students, if you're in the maritime career, we can link you up with, and on that level as well, so that you can dispense your information to the public and especially our students.
So for someone like me who doesn't really mess with the ocean and boats like that, is there an opportunity to enjoy the Bermuda Sloop Foundation and the Spirit of Bermuda without getting on the boat in the water?
Wait.
But you'd like the boat. The boat is great.
Yeah, it's lovely. It
really is
amazing. And seeing our island from the water gives you a different perspective, completely and utterly. It's like it's a new thing. And then as we're sailing down the coast, students like, oh, my house is over there. I can see my house over there. They take pride in that. And it's a good thing, and you just got to get on. Just come on. It's beautiful.
It's a lovely boat. It really is.
Well, I did find a way to get involved and give back without getting on the boat, and I did the fall overboard, even though it was in a pool and people were making fun of me. But it was great to be a part of that. And just speak to us again. We're going to have some questions. If you have any questions or comment for Jamila, feel free to shoot. But what can people do to be a part of the 15th year celebration? Is there an opportunity?
Yeah, so going back to that flotilla that we have on Sunday afternoon, you can bring your boat. Make sure that you don't get on anybody else's boat. We partnered with, or we checked with the Department of Health to make sure that this was okay and make sure that we're in compliance with the times that we're in COVID. You can come out on a boat and you can join the lineup and you can sail, or you can motor along with us on the old route that we took when we came in 2006. That would be, or there's t-shirts out there. We're selling those. You can contact the foundation's office and we can give you our outlet points and you can wear the shirt. And all that money, we are a charity, so all that money goes back into the program, into the maintenance of the boat and running things, so that we can make sure that we get these students out here to achieve what they need to, being on such a hard working vessel like Spirit of Bermuda.
Indeed. And before we let you go, Jamila, let's let the people know how they can get in contact with you or the Bermuda Sloop Foundation if they want to get involved.
So you would contact our office, and our CEO is Robin Hamill, and I can give you that number right now, and it is 737. Sorry, let me just make sure I'm getting that accurate. You can reach us at 747-9376. That's a contact number. Or you can go on our website. We're on social media, on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And you can also reach us on our website, bermudasloop.org.
All right. One last question from the audience. Sean Smith's asking, do you do transatlantic trips?
We do. That's the culmination of our programming. So when the kids come out, when they're 13, we bring them back. So you, like I was speaking to earlier, you have those students who are doing behavior challenges. Those are the ones we really want to get our hands on, because this provides that opportunity that lets them see outside the box. Yes. Mm-hmm. And so once they turn 15, we start to bring them on as charter crew, and then we circumnavigate the island. So that's more skills in navigation and learning that. And then when they're 16, we like to take them overseas. We've been to Portugal. We do the Antigua Bermuda race, Newport Bermuda race. We've been to where else? Down to the islands, Turks and Caicos. We did an educational expedition down there, because as we all know, that Bermuda and Turks and Caicos have such a close relationship together, that we took a group of students down there at that time. We built houses, all kinds of things like that. But yes, we do, definitely. We teach adults as well, because that's how we raise our money, correct? So you can buy a berth on Spirit, and you can participate in those races, like the Marion to Bermuda and the Newport and what have you. And then those funds go into the coffers to help facilitate our programming.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've been on Spirit of Bermuda once. It didn't leave the dock, by the way, folks.
So you're not ready for the race, like Antigua Bermuda? No, no.
It was in Newport. We were on it, and we got on it for a little cocktail reception, and then the next day it sailed to Bermuda without us.
Next time, I expect you to be on with us. We're enjoy.
All right, write that movie. It'll be a fairy tale. But Jamila, honestly, thank you for coming, and we look forward to having you guys back, because I know you're always doing stuff that the community needs to know about. So, you're a friend of ours. We're a friend of yours. So feel free to reach out and keep us abreast of things that you all are doing. Keep up the great work at the Bermuda Sloop Foundation.
I will. Thank you. And you guys have a good day.
You as well.
Thank you.
All righty. Jamila Hanley from the Bermuda Sloop Foundation. If you appreciated that conversation, you know what to do. Give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Chaos, have you been on the Spirit of Bermuda, you say?
Yeah. So I remember years ago, I think I was a student reporter when they first launched it. And then I went on it again. I think I've been on it twice, maybe. The last time I remember going on it was 2018 for like a little sail around cocktail type vibe.
Okay. No, it's an incredible boat. I've got someone in my ear bothering me about going on boats all the time. And I go, look, there was a time, folks, it was about 15 years. I did not go on a boat. I mean, one cruise in that time. And I just was never a fan of boats, but I love the work that they're doing. I do. Yeah. I love the opportunity for young people, even when she said, focus on troubled children, taking them outside of the box that they live in so that they can explore and experience. So I think it's a tremendous opportunity and an outlet for young people. So Spirit of the Bermuda Sloop Foundation, thank you for what you do. Keep doing it. We're going to take a quick break, folks. And after this, we're going to stump Michaela. Folks, trust me, you don't want to miss today's Daily Play. You want to be a part of this one. I think we gotta.
We'll see.
Same smooth sounds, different name. BCG Radio, home of Bermuda's most engaging morning talk shows, The Daily Hour and Good Day Bermuda. Download the app, available for Android and Apple devices. BCG Radio, your station for conversations and entertainment.
All right. Thanks again to the Bermuda Sloop Foundation and Jamila for coming on today. Again, if you appreciated that conversation, found it helpful, make sure you give us a thumbs up, a love, a like, even share these kind of conversations that could be helpful to someone in the community. Thanks again to Medical House Lindos and One Communications for continuing to support the work that we're doing. And it's time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Heineken 0.0. Great taste, no alcohol. Michaela, are you ready?
Ready, ready, ready.
All right, folks, you know how this works. You know how this works. If you guess the answer before Michaela, you get yourself a little prize. Well, not a little prize. You get yourself a prize that Michaela's not going to get. All right?
I mean, it's not like I'm eligible for prizes as it is, but go on. Go ahead.
All righty. So today is Wednesday, and on Wednesdays, we do It's a Say It, Don't Sing It. You have to guess the lyrics to this famous song.
Okay.
Here are the lyrics.
No, guess the singer, the name of the song and the singer.
You have to guess what the artist and the name of the song for these famous lyrics. All right, here you go. Quote, okay. Our hearts were ringing in the key that our souls were singing. As we danced in the night, remember how the stars stole the night away.
Is this a Lionel Richie song? Is it? No? Try it again. Say it again.
She needs me to repeat it, folks. So that's one, because we're going to start giving her strikes the way she does. All right. Here we go. Quote, our hearts were ringing in the key that our souls were singing as we danced in the night. Remember how the stars stole the night away.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
People
know.
have gotten it in the audience. I'm going to just let you know.
Okay, what is it?
No, you didn't do two strikes. Now you're going to try that thing.
I don't know. I have no clue who this is.
Shawnette Bell got it first.
See, it's funny because I said Lionel Richie and then I was like, maybe it's Earth, Wind, and Fire. But if I would have said Earth, Wind, and Fire, I wouldn't have even known the name of the song. So it wouldn't have worked anyway. September. Oh, yes. As I was saying Lionel Richie, the back of my mind was like, maybe Earth, Wind, and Fire. But then I was like, but what song would it be? Yes, September. Yes. Okay.
Hadleen. So it is September, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Okay, I was close because Lionel Richie and Earth, Wind, and Fire came to Bermuda for the music festival at the same time. So yes, I was close.
And we were at the music festival together.
We were, yes. And Earth, Wind, and Fire was a vibe. Like, it was just like
they were honestly, that was a jam, folks. That's when Kales and I had media passes. We were all in the good areas. Back in the day. I don't know if they'll give us that kind of love today, Kales. I don't know. But today's song's dedicated. That's my wife and I's song. Our anniversary and our birthday is in September. So Earth, Wind, and Fire. September was today's answer. And folks, we got Michaela. Let's not forget that part.
Oh, Jesus. Two out of three. All right. Two out of three. I gotta redeem myself tomorrow and Friday.
She does very well on Thursdays, folks.
I do.
She always gets that place. And we'll try to get her. Now, see, I don't hear anyone in the audience talking about that was easy today. I don't hear you all.
No, that wasn't easy.
That was easy. That wasn't easy. But if you would have guessed it one time, right? They would have been like, "Oh, that was easy." Yeah, whatever, you haters out there.
It was not easy.
We got her, folks, and tomorrow we'll get her again. We got her
tomorrow. We shall see.
Real quickly before we wrap up today, tomorrow it's an important conversation. We're having Crime Stoppers on, and one of the things since we began this show. I've had people reach out to me about something, and the police just, and I think Leanna mentioned it in her news break, they were doing a 1-year follow-up for the murder of Garina Can, right? And for those who don't know, I'm from the St. Monica's Mission area. In the streets, it's known as 42nd. And during 2009 and 2012, there were a lot of murders in my neighborhood. And, there are people in the neighborhood that feel that whether it's the police or Crime Stoppers, do not give any attention to those unsolved murders of people in my neighborhood. And so there's not been pressure, but people have asked, why haven't you had the police on to answer for this or Crime Stoppers? So tomorrow's conversation, I'm looking forward to having that conversation as to how do they determine what murders? Because it is apparent to some people that some lives seem more important than others. And this is the pressure that's been coming on us. It's something that I have noticed since it's been brought to my attention, that it doesn't seem to be as much attention brought to the murders of certain people over others. At the end of the day, it reminds me of the situation that was discussed last week in the U.S. about, sadly, unfortunately, there was a young girl, she was white, who went missing, and they found her body, and her boyfriend still missing. And the discussion on Joy Reid on MSNBC was the amount of Black people, mainly Black women and women of color, that go missing regularly. Why was this white woman's death more important, or why is it given more attention? And so these are the kind of conversations that we're happy to have. We don't want to have, but we are not afraid to have on this show. So looking forward to Crime Stoppers tomorrow. But let's wrap up today's show. What are your thoughts?
The conversation that we had earlier, it's really interesting. Privatization, talking about living beyond our means, all of that sort of stuff. I mean, it's all just really interesting. So I just feel like a solution needs to be found. I am sick and tired of the government and the union being like this. I'm sick and tired of the buses. Like, it's day 12 now, I think Leanna said in her news. I'm over it. Like, I am over it. Schools are probably going to go back in soon. Children need to get to school. Most children rely on the bus. I'm over it. I'm tired of it. There are so many people who need to get to work and rely on the bus. Our economy is already fragile. There are so many people who, have been suffering for the past 18 months, and now they got to come out of pocket. People have already bought bus passes, and haven't been able to use them. And then they have to find alternate transportation. That's not okay. So whatever needs to be done, they need to do it. And if they can't handle it, if they cannot resolve this effectively and efficiently, then we need to talk about privatization and be serious about it.
Yeah. On the topic of privatization, I just want to say, I do agree that it doesn't necessarily equate to better service. However, that's why contracts are given out. And if the service isn't up to par, then you don't renew the contract, folks.
Yeah.
It can be that simple. So I think they need to reconsider how things are being done. And if there's a way to do it better, then they need to, strongly consider it. This is for the benefit of the people, the taxpaying people out there. In reference to the conversation with Jamila, just want to share some information given to us by Srinath Bridge. Flotilla is on October 2nd. And anyone who wants to join in can register to grab a flag by contacting info@sloopfoundation.org. So, folks, get involved. And thanks again to Jamila. It's really a pleasure having them on and making sure that they're doing their part in ensuring that, Bermuda is a place for the citizens and getting the best out of its citizens, especially the young people. Kales, I know you've got some daily inspiration after your daily play.
Wait, what are you going to say after my defeat? That's what you're going to say?
I mean, I'm just saying, everybody saw it today.
And everybody also saw you have no clue what Christian Louboutin was. So I think that's more embarrassing.
Why are you bringing my L in the conversation? Why are you bringing my L up?
Lord. All right. This is Mahatma Gandhi. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony.
I like that one. I like that. Well, folks, honestly, she just had to get, she couldn't take her loss on her own. She had to admit her loss, folks. But always a pleasure. Honestly, we can't thank you enough. Thanks again to our partners, MetaWells, One Communications, and Lindos for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. She's Michaela, and I'm Jamal Hartman. My friends, please do make it a great day. Peace, loser.